Here we're working with exponents and integers. So let's take a look at what we have here. We're asked to evaluate the quantity -7 to the third power. So if you take a look, I have my -7 in parentheses. So that means my entire -7 gets multiplied out by itself 3 times. Okay, so we'll go back and we'll take a look. And we have, that would be writing like -7 times -7 times -7. So I did that 3 times. Now I can go ahead and just evaluate from left to right. I have -7 times -7. It's going to give me a positive 49 because a negative times a negative is positive. And I still have another -7 I need to multiply. And if I don't know what that is, I'll just go ahead over on my scrap paper area and take 49 times 7, and I get 63, carry the 6, and I have 343, and remember it's negative. Don't forget that my final answer is negative, so I get -343. This next problem, again I have a -6, and I'm multiplying that out 2 times by itself. So I'll take a -6 times a -6, and again remember it's the entire -6 because that negative sign is on the inside of my parentheses. I do that twice. 6 times 6 is 36. A negative times a negative is a positive number, so I get a positive 36. Okay? So if you notice, if I'm taking a negative number and I'm multiplying it by itself an odd number of times, my answer is always going to be negative. If I take a negative number and I'm multiplying it by itself an even number of times, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, any even number of times, I'm going to end up with a positive number. Now in these problems, it's slightly different. If you notice, my negative sign is on the outside here. Right, so I have, let's see, this negative sign is separate. So I should focus my eyes on looking at just this 7 squared. And you can rewrite it, you can think of it as that negative sign on the outside is like taking your -1 and you're multiplying it by the 7 squared. So at the end of the day, you still have a -1 on the outside. So here I have -1, and this is going to be times 7, because there's no negative sign inside, times 7 again. So I have a -1 times a 49. My answer is going to be a -49. Whoops, equals a -49. Now let me write that a little bit better. Equals a -49. And then for this problem, let's take a look. I've got several negative signs here. So I'll keep this negative on the outside. And I need to do my exponents first, but I have a -6 3 times. So I'm going to rewrite that as -1 times, and I have a -6 multiplied by itself 3 times. So I can go ahead and evaluate all of this. -6 times a -6 is a positive 36. I still have my -1 out here. And then I have another -6 out here. So I have a 36 times 6 is 36, 18 is 216. So that's a -216. And a -216 times a -1 gives me a positive 216.